Sweet corn, the height of summer. Today it's doing double duty. The same batch of prep can be split two ways. One dish is going to spend real time on it. The other one's just going to show up with a head start. And I want you to see exactly how that happens. Normally on this show, it's speed versus depth, the same ingredient, and two clocks. Today's a little different. Both of these dishes start from the exact same station. I've got some components that I'm going to prep once, and I'm building it in full before either dish gets completed. So bear with me. The payoff, as you'll see, is in dish 2. The first thing in the door are pickled red onion. Salt, sugar, vinegar, boiling water over the top. That needs time to cool and pickle, so it goes in first and just sits. Pasta dough next. All-purpose and semolina flour, 1 whole egg, 1 yolk, a little olive oil, and salt. It goes into the food processor until it comes together. The processor gets you most of the way there. The last part, working it by hand until it actually springs back, that's the part people skip. It's also the part that decides whether this rolls out clean later or tears on you. We're going to take our corn off the cob first. First, we take the top and the bottom off and peel the husk away, trying to grab as much of the stringy silk off as possible. You might have seen some techniques on cutting a cob in a big bowl or something to reduce the mess, as falling corn seems to get everywhere. And you can certainly do that, or you can just cut your cob into smaller pieces before shucking. Less distance to fall, less area to spread out the mess. I'm also dicing about 1/4 of a large onion. These are then going to get sautéed together. The onion goes in first to sweat, and then the corn for only a couple minutes as corn cooks very quickly. About 2 cups of that mixture goes into the processor, but not fully pureed. I want it broken down, but with some texture remaining. Ricotta gets folded in by hand and then seasoned with salt and pepper. That's the filling, and there's going to be extra. Set that aside to fully cool before we fill our pasta dough. While that cools, we'll prep our green onion and snap peas, sliced thin on a slight bias. That's for the color and gives a little bit of a crunch. A quick sauté, just enough to take the raw edge off. I don't want to lose the snap. That gets mixed together with the rest of the sautéed corn and onion, the part that didn't go into the filling, and set aside to cool. Our tomato, just the outer petals, gets diced pretty small. That comes in right before plating. Everything today traces back to this prep station. Corn in the filling and corn in the garnish. Build it once properly and it stops being prep for 1 dish. It's prep for 2. We'll roll our rested pasta dough into thin sheets and get ready to fill. I'm rolling it to the 7 setting on my KitchenAid attachment, but you basically want it to be thin enough that you can see your hand through the pasta. Each sheet then gets cut lengthwise to form skinnier sheets about 2.5 to 3 inches tall. Transfer your filling into a piping bag or Ziploc with a corner cut and pipe a line carefully down the center of each sheet. Fold it over so you now have a tube with the top of each sheet pressed down to seal. Then pinch right here at about 1-inch intervals. That pinch is what seals each pocket and it's what gives you that pleated edge on the side. A fluted cutter separates and seals each one, and then we place onto a sheet pan until they're ready to cook. Fresh pasta cooks extremely quickly. 2 minutes is probably all you need in boiling salted water. It goes from there straight into a pan with butter and a splash of that starchy pasta water. That's what makes the sauce, not a separate sauce on the side. Our tomato, the corn salad, and the pickled onion get combined right here for the garnish. We're ready to plate. Agnolotti goes down first. Corn salad over the top, and then crumbled cotija in place of pecorino. That's a choice, not a substitution. Pecorino's sharp enough to fight the corn a little. Cotija's saltier, more crumbly, a touch milder. It lets the corn stay the loudest thing on the plate. Optionally garnish with a few cilantro leaves on top. Let's give this a taste. The sweet corn pops as each agnolotti opens. The richness of the filling gets some contrast in texture from the corn salad and acidity from the pickled onions. The cotija adds just a bit more depth to each bite. Making fresh pasta and filled pasta takes time to practice and perfect, but it's worth it, and taking advantage of sweet summer corn makes for a wonderful payoff. On to dish 2, which by itself would be a much simpler and quicker preparation. Our pork chops come out of the brine. This step's optional, but I'd really recommend it. If you don't want to brine at home, ask your butcher for pre-brine chops. At minimum, pre-season your meat and let it sit for a few hours in the fridge uncovered. I'm gonna let these come to room temp while everything else gets going. Polenta's about 4 parts liquid to 1 part polenta. It gets brought up to a simmer and then heat down, and it's a lot of stirring from here. While our polenta continues to cook, let's get the chops into the pan, turning a couple times to build real color. Our butter and herbs go in, and we baste. The probe's telling me exactly how fast this is cooking, so I'm not guessing. Once I'm at probably around 100 degrees, it goes onto a sheet pan and into a 400 degree oven to finish. And my polenta's gone too thick. That happens. Our attention was on the chop. Not a problem, just add water, loosen it back out, and keep stirring. Our chops come out to rest once they hit about 125 degrees Fahrenheit. And at this moment, the leftover ricotta corn filling from the pasta dish can get folded straight into the polenta. Adjust our seasoning as we need to. This is the whole efficiency play of this episode, right here on the spoon. No extra dish, no extra prep. The first dish just set up the second one. 10 minutes of resting, more or less, and then we're ready to plate. Our polenta goes down first, a couple spoonfuls of that leftover corn salad from the pasta dish, and the chop sliced right on top. A bit more salad, cilantro, a good crack of black pepper, and that's it. The same batch of corn and ricotta did the heavy lifting for both dishes tonight. One carried it inside a hand-filled pasta. The other just folded it straight into the grits. Corn salad as a vegetable garnish on both. Neither one's a shortcut. The shortcut already happened back at the first prep station. That's Dinner Decoded, Episode 4. 1 batch of prep, 2 completely different dinners. That's the move. If you want the next breakdown, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.